So Brian, obviously confirmed today about Bailey Lou, 5-game ban. What are your thoughts on that and the outcome of it?
I'm disappointed, but the procedures are there. When we adhered to them, he's adjudicated that he instigated and connected with a couple of punches. Now, it's a grade E offence, and so it's hard to complain against that. He didn't miss, and we've had chats, and so the element of provocation clearly was there, but the instigation of it was Bailey, and we'll take that on the chin.
Reflecting on the incident, are you at all annoyed with Bailey for his actions?
I think with the new regulations and rules, it's hard not to be disappointed because it takes a player out of the mix that's useful for us. Players learn in different ways, and he'll be missing for the next 5 weeks, so it's a hindrance for sure, but he knows the rules and he needs to play by them.
Obviously, you've touched on bringing in a number of new additions over the past few weeks. The confirmation of the ban, has it kind of made it more of a pressing issue now to go and target someone else, or were you kind of anticipating this outcome anyway?
Kind of guess when they get charged with a grade E, unless you've got a miracle and a wand out there, that it's the evidence. You look at the evidence, and it was hard to rebut any of that. So we knew the ban was coming, and irrespective of the ban, we've been scouting around for players for quite a while now, but they have to be of the right calibre.
On the injury front, there's Tom Holmes, concussion, Guy Armitage, George Tafua, Mitch Suter. Are they all going to be in contention for Friday, or have we got a couple more weeks for a couple of them?
Well, we're going to have a look. We'll have a look tonight. With quick turnaround. We were in on Monday, and the positive signs on Guy. Whether he'll feature or not, we don't know. Positive signs on the others. Clearly, Tom Holmes on his head knock, he's clear to go. He's passed all his protocols. So they're the two most likely, I would say.
Any more issues we need to know about from Sunday?
Well, plenty. Not that I'm prepared to share with you.
Injuries front.
On the injury front. We picked up a couple of bumps and bruises. Michael Lawrence is struggling with a calf injury, so we have to be very careful with that. A couple of sore shoulders, and a few broken hearts, yeah.
Anything on Luke Hooley, because he got hit mid-air, I think it was, towards the end of the game. It looked like he'd
he's all right.
taken a whack in the head.
Yeah, he's tough. He's all right.
Good stuff. York, obviously, I've had a chance to reflect on it now. Does it still hurt as much as it did on Sunday?
Yeah, I don't like getting beat, but there's usually a reason for why that happens, and it wasn't the reasons we'd had against York previously. I thought we failed to capitalise and execute on some opportunities that we had at the weekend. Otherwise, we would have come away with the spoils. I think it's some of the things we did were very good, and then probably lacked an element of composure at their end of the field with the ball, and a lack of patience. But they're a good defensive team, and I just think we got a bit giddy at times, and that showed in the way that we were trying to attack. So we've spoken about that. It's another steep learning curve because it was another missed opportunity in relation to the league ladder, if that's where we're all looking at. But I think with 9 games to go, I think it's important that we not only learn the lessons of that game, and they're a top team, remember, 10 games undefeated. But they're the kind of games that we need to improve ourselves.
What's the response been like from the players, as particular on that front as well, when you've discussed perhaps needing to just relax a bit more in attack almost?
I wouldn't say relax, I'd say focus and concentrate. Yeah. The players are as disappointed. The effort was great, but we have to differentiate between effort and doing the right thing. And so the players, we spoke about that, and at times this year we've been exemplary with our attack. So it's important that we stitch it together as we're in a running now towards the end of the year, and big playoff games that are massively important for the club. So we all get disappointed for a while, but it's how we respond and what we do next. And we've got a great tussle coming up on Friday night against a team that's unbeaten in 5, so that they're exciting to watch and well coached, and have spent a lot of money, and so it's going to be a good one.
In terms of the attack, Brian, you mentioned the fluidity and maybe a bit more focus was needed. What would you put it down to? Is it a case of there's been too much chopping and changing between the lineups due to injuries?
Well, injuries haven't helped, because I think it's our 8th partnership in the halves, which never helps you, and they get you round, and they're the directors of the show. And with other personnel missing at certain times, it's important that we get close to getting our best, what we think our best 17 is out there. We've had serious long-term injuries clearly, and short-term injuries that have disrupted us, but in the main we've coped really well. And I didn't think we were that far off against York on Sunday. I think when you look at the positives, it's like swinging around the expression "so near yet so far." Well, it was so far yet so near. You know, we're doing some good things, and it's important we recognise that. And we had a couple of people that were off on the weekend. We can't really afford to be off, because it affects our performance.
How confident are you that once the injuries do start come flooding back, that you will find that attacking rhythm once again?
Well, we're at a time of the year when we've got to start getting it now. You know, it's not something you can magic up overnight. It's week by week, and it's understanding the messages that are being given and what makes us a successful team. I've just been interrupted by Lee Greenwood, who's a very attractive man from Queensbury. But other than that, the boys are good. They understand what they've done right and what they haven't done wrong, and they work hard to put it right.
Obviously, despite the defeat, Brian, you're still only 2 points behind the league leaders. So how much confidence can that give you?
So Barrow away was a disappointing fixture. York at home, the way we ended, we haven't been towelled up yet. You know, Toulouse away is the difference. You know, they whacked us at Toulouse. We weren't ready for that, and that was early on in the season. So there's the efforts there and the commitments there, and when you've got those two facets covered, you're a chance in any game. I think there are some things we have to learn still. How to compete, because I don't think there's any gimmies walking in the last 8. So we're gonna that's the great thing about the championship. It's a competition every week. If you play Hunslet, no disrespect to Hunslet, there's people there that want to make a statement. So that's what's good about the championship. You've got to be ready.
You've got Oldham this Friday. Do you feel that's almost a great game to bounce back, because you're playing another side, fighting towards the top, and your players are hurt, and they've got a chance to lift the mood again?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that's the reaction. We don't kick stones around a car park or cans or whatever the expression is, but we should be upset about the result on the weekend, because, as I say, I thought we had quite a bit of ball that we should have done a whole lot more with. That's our challenge. Understand where we have made some improvements over the last few weeks, and we have. They're measurable. But understanding that we've got to put the whole show together.
A massive display at Oldham last time. I think it was a 42-12 victory. How much confidence can you take from that performance?
Well, the performance was built on understanding the information that was given to them about what we can do and what we can't do against this team. I think they've got maybe 5 or 6 personnel that they didn't have last time around, so the reason they go on a run, they get their players back, etc., etc. They're still recruiting. You know, they brought the boy Smith in from Sheffield, who's a good player. So it's important we understand their threats, negate their threats, and see if we can attack a little bit better than we did last week.
Finally, as well, obviously, Aribi Doro, I think you mentioned on Sunday that you'd love to keep him. Is there any developments there?
Yeah, Reeves will be with us this Friday.
Do we know for how long?
We're taking it week by week with Hunkingston Rovers. He's a whole car player. He's a very valuable member of their playing staff. I'm thankful that they're letting him play with us, because he adds to our mix. So it's he's with us, but we don't know for how long.
Any new signings we need to know about or are close to, let's say?
I rang a fella called Wally Lewis up in Australia, the King, but he says a bit like me, he's creaking a bit too much, so yeah, not at this moment in time.